it shake down to hire a helicopter versus just doing it yourself? Like, wouldn't it be cheaper? Why wouldn't you just walk around with a bag of seed and spread it?
Okay.
So we can go at a higher, like
a little bit higher speed.
What is the seed you have here, Anna?
Timothy.
You might not have to seed right around here after I landed. I've seen quite a bit just flying out of here.
I know, I was like, oh crap, I shouldn't have uncovered that yet. We'll probably get this whole one in here and then...
So, if you guys stay...
Do you want to take off that window? I got Rowan.
I'll probably and set it down right here.
So you're helicopter seeding the pasture, and what made you decide to do this versus other methods of seeding?
This is land that we logged 2 winters ago, so it's really hilly and steep, and it's not very feasible to clean it up just because of the way it is, and I would rather let the stumps rot down. So in the meantime, to keep the weeds from rolling in, and we want to graze cows on it, we're seeding it by helicopter because it's too uneven to take a tractor or quad on it, and it's too steep to safely take equipment on to seed it.
So seeding will help the erosion while you wait for other stuff to rot down?
Seeding will help the erosion, but also by putting cows in it, it also helps like push down the stuff, like the sticks and stuff, to rot in, so it helps break it down faster.
I think you might be. So, brief hiatus there, now we're a little out of breath. But the cattle are gonna graze on it, the cattle are gonna help break up, get things rotting down, speeding up.
Pushing the sticks down into the soil is gonna help the soil, or the sticks break down faster, the hooves, and they're also gonna graze it, helping keep the weeds at bay. If you just let it sit open for 5 years while you waited for it to rot down, there's gonna be a lot of weeds moving.
There'll be the manure from the cows. The rotting sticks will help, because you have a lot of problems with water coming down off this hillside and creating a lot of water down below, so the rotting sticks act as sponges too.
Yeah, it's
in a
just,
hugelkultured.
If we were to clear it all, there'd be a lot more erosion on the hill, so by letting it rot down, we're also keeping the soil up on the hill where it is. The urine of the cows is really good too.
And what seeds did you pick again?
Orchard grass, timothy, perennial ryegrass, tall fescue.
And so you mix this yourself?
Yeah, normally we just do a pasture mix, but they're out right now. There's nothing in stock, so we mixed up about...
Yeah, go get some smoothie.
We mixed up 900 pounds of seed mix ourselves. So just a lot of grasses that are highly palatable. I chose ones that have like different maturity times to kind of spread out the grazing season.
So we're in a zone 3 gardening, so in winter we're gonna get down to -35. In summer, so -35 Celsius and Fahrenheit are about the same. In summer, our hottest days are only about 30 degrees Celsius, which is 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It's rare for us to get above that. Our average is probably 25.
So we pick a lot of cool season grasses, and you want ones with good palatability and digestibility for the cows. Because we're heli seeding, we're seeding out a bit of a thicker ratio, a denser ratio. That's also strategic because we want to have the stand grow in really thickly to crowd out the weeds, and I added a lot of perennial ryegrass for that reason, because it comes up really thick and heavy, and it might only last a couple years out here before dying off. Like, it won't live forever, but it's going to help that initial hitting it hard to choke out any weeds that want to grow up. I have to sneeze out some seed.
How he is right now, because he's above the line, you can see him, but you can't see the cedar very well.
Anyways, like, the quad cost us $2,000.
Yeah, and that was a steal to get that for $2,000.
Contractor cost, not if you even count in like the potential hazards and the ease, like the fact that Al and I can spend all our other time fencing.
Are you open to talking about the cost on video?
First of all, hiking 50 acres is going to take a heck of a lot more time than you think with a bag of seed. We're talking 900 pounds of seed. Also, the terrain is pretty inaccessible because it's a logging block. There's stumps everywhere, and so to drive it with our quad, say we just bought our quad for $2,000, which is a decent deal. So spending $2,000 on something, and it's very steep if you roll it down the hill. There's a $2,000 right there, which is roughly what the heli seating is going to cost us.
And then safety-wise, if someone's on that quad when it rolls down the hill, that's...
Husband's time off of work costs a lot more than that. Also, you have to think about the value of your time. So he's doing this in an hour and a half total, including flying.
So it counts from when he leaves his place to when he gets back, and he estimates it's going to be an hour and a half.
Yeah. So if he's doing this job in an hour and a half, and helicopter time averages at about $1,500 an hour, but one and done, just over an hour of seeding and it's done. Whereas if we were to seed it by the quad, it's going to take
a week. It would take a long time.
And that's time that we could be fencing. And for us, the value of 2 people fencing is a lot more valuable time-wise, labor-wise, than spend 1 person on a quad seeding.
I think we might be reseeding again here. Okay, so we've established $1,500 an hour helicopter, roughly hour and a half time. What did the seed cost you?
The seed works out to be around $2,000 for 1,000 pounds of seed. So we're seeding 900 pounds today of seed, and it costs about $1,900, $1,800.
So another thing people might do would be to hire a contractor to do this with like tractor, bulldozer, or whatever like that. What would the cost on that be?
So we have a tractor. We don't have a seeder. So if we bought a cheap seeder, it's like $500. We need to buy one anyways. But if you were hiring a farmer to come in and seed it with the tractor, you're probably looking at, I don't know, $100 an hour for tractor time. So it would probably take 2 days of seeding. It's slow going, it's awkward. You can't get to a lot of the areas, so you're not gonna get as good of a coverage. And at 2 days of time, you're probably looking at $1,600 just to do it with a tractor. And it's not gonna do as good of a job. And there's a lot of areas that are so steep you couldn't do it with a tractor, it's too sketchy. So again, not as good of a job done.
And why wouldn't you do it with your own tractor? Buy a cheap seeder and do it with your own tractor?
Because it's too steep. It's too steep and it's really uneven, and if you mess something up, it's going to cost a lot more. And so when you weigh out the value of paying a helicopter to seed it for say $2,000, it's going to cost us for the seeding, not just the seed. All in all, we're looking at just over $100 an acre in our seed and labor seeding costs. So if you look at $100 an acre, just under $5,000 to do this whole thing, that's pretty good bang for your buck. There's only so much time you have when it's usually just one person, and in the evenings you have a second person to help. So my husband's spending his time in the evenings, because I can't see this with a quad and the kids, it's just too dangerous to do with the kids on the back. So him doing it in the evenings versus him and I fencing together in the evenings, I can get a lot more value per hour of our fencing together than him just seeding it. When you look at the $2,000 cost to seed it for the helicopter versus that time that we could spend fencing, the value of the fencing is far greater. If you were to hire someone to do that fence instead, it would cost way more to do the fence than it is to cost for him to seed it. So,
it's hard to really show how steep this is here, but this is unbelievably steep up in here.
Right now is the steepest part, and it gets steeper even on the other side. So it's just about efficiency too at the end of the day. This allows us to get a lot more valuable things done. Fencing is worth a lot more.